Hi everyone, my name is Farha and today I will be reading out this important news from Search Engine General which says going solo, how to manage freelance life that no one talks about. 46.6% of the global workforce are freelancers and it is growing, but nobody talks about how to manage that self-employed lifestyle. Find out from one experienced freelancer. Freelancing is an attractive proposition. Many SEOs get their start freelancing because the material barrier to entry is quite low and there is high demand for the service. If you are good at what you do, you can earn high rates as an SEO consultant. Freelancing is also an excellent path into career by virtue of direct hands-on experience with client websites. According to World Bank, there are 1.57 billion self-employed people in the world, which is 46.6% of global workforce. Freelance is growing in popularity according to Remote's 2022 survey. 28% of employees in the US and UK plan to do freelance in the next 5 years. 40% of young people 25 to 34 want to go freelance and 52% will do it part-time. Some projections estimate that by 2027, 86.5 million people or 50.9% of the US workforce will be freelance. The Upwork survey, Freelance Forward 2022, found that Gen Z and millennials are most likely to freelance. In 2022, 43% of Gen Z professionals and 46% of millennial professionals worked freelance. 51% freelancers, 31 million professionals provided knowledge services such as marketing, IT, business consulting, and computer programming in 2022. There are many advantages to going freelance, such as control over job security, flexibility, including the ability to remote work 100% of the time and choose the client one wants to work for, and more control over one's career. However, there are also some areas that people do not always talk about, or those preparing to go freelancing may not be aware of. Loneliness. Going freelance can be lonely, especially if you are living alone or not in a relationship. Depending on the city, it can be difficult to meet others. According to Meta and Gallup survey of people aged 15 years and older across 142 countries, 24% of people report feeling very or fairly lonely. The World Health Organization has declared loneliness to be a pressing global health threat, with the US Surgeon General citing that its mortality effects are equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. How to manage loneliness? Join a co-working space. If you put the membership in the company's name, that should mean it is deductible from profits, but check that with your accountant. Join other communities that support freelancers. The Digital Marketing Union DMU was set up in 2019 as the founder was lonely working on his own. The DMU Slack channel, there is always a lot of interaction where freelancer asks, respond to questions. There is always a weekly video chat offering members the chance to catch up virtually. Women in Tech SEO is a great community that supports others, and there are regular virtual meetups. Cost of working for yourself. Many freelancers may not realize the cost of working for themselves. For example, in some European countries, social security contributions are very high. This is something normally covered by employers, but as a freelancer, that person has to pay for it. The employers, depending on the country, may also contribute to the employee's pension, but as a freelancer, this is another cost to consider. Those working for themselves may also have to pay private insurance as well as the cost of tools and licenses outside of repairing or buying a computer or laptop. It sounds obvious, but working for oneself means managing one's own taxes. In some countries, tax is immediately charged at 19%, and it is important to keep this money aside. There may be they there may also be startup costs such as registering a business name. Some countries require a minimum amount of startup capital in the bank. The company cannot go below that level, otherwise it risks closure. Tips to manage cost. Make sure to save at least 40% of all gross income. This will help ensure there is enough money to pay taxes and social security costs, as well as account for social tools and laptop or computer fixes that freelancer need to pay. Periods of high and low. Freelance workers can have very busy periods where they are working nights and weekend as well as during the week. However, there are also quiet periods when they have more time on their hand than they would like. This is the opportunity for freelancers to take that course or attend that conference they always wanted to attend. How to manage this period of high and low. It can be difficult to scale and manage these periods of highs and lows, so time management is key. Make sure you are spending period of low activity investing in the future of your success. During the quiet periods, freelance should take the opportunity to work on sales. It is important to have a warm lead pipeline. When it gets busy, use a calendar or time management app to keep you focused on critical tasks. Time management. Managing one's time is extremely important as a freelancer. Over servicing one client may mean other is under service and could end in them leaving. Therefore, it is necessary to write in the terms and condition of agreement that the contract is for a set period and work must be undertaken during that time. Be strict with your time for the project. If a project drags on, tell the client and make sure to be paid for extra hours worked. Some freelancers charge hourly while others may charge on project by project basis. Charging by project may sometimes mean the freelancer over services if the project takes longer than anticipated. How to manage your own time. Block out your calendar for different client tasks and try to keep meetings to a minimum. Make sure you also block out days and weeks for vacation to spend that time to unwind, not to think about work. Invest time Invest the time writing up contracts. Following on the from the last point, if a freelancer finds time they allocated for the project has been used within the set period, they may find themselves working well after the contract has finished but may not be getting paid any extra. Therefore, it is crucial to spend time writing up watertight contracts. Finding clients. Some freelancers find clients from the referrals or their own network. Therefore, it is important to ensure that one has a good network at least a couple of confirmed clients before going freelance. However, there may be times when a freelancer has no warm leads and need to do cold outreach. This can feel uncomfortable, but it is necessary, especially in times like now when marketing budgets have dropped. Stress. Running one's own business can be stressful, which one may not think about before entering the freelance world. According to the Freelancers Union and Upwork 2022 study, 72% of freelancers have work related stress compared to 58% of traditional employees. Freelancers also tend to work more than 40 hours a week. 51% of freelancer versus 36% of traditional employees, which mean they have less time to relax and unwind. How to manage stress? The first step is to recognize it and then seek support. The IPSC provide guides on managing this. Therefore, it is important to recognize the signs of being stressed and overwhelmed before it becomes too consuming. It can be difficult to maintain a healthy work life balance as a freelancer. One important step is to stick to the firm office hours and avoid working outside them, even answering mails. Find a good accountant. Working freelance means looking for one's own taxes and filing them correctly. It is therefore very important to find a good accountant who can help with expenses and make your company as tax effective as possible. Depending on country of the business, more or fewer expenses can be offset against the freelancer's income from their company. Before starting the freelance journey, find a responsive accountant who can help you become tax efficient. Then ensure everything is in order, therefore generating revenue. Otherwise, sometimes tax fines are unavoidable, and if someone has paid too much in the tax, it can take months to get it back. Conclusion: sometimes becoming a freelancer isn't necessarily a choice. Between 2022 and 2023, 40,000 people lost their jobs at Google, Amazon, Microsoft, and Salesforce. Those in US do not tend to be given much, if any, notice. If someone is one of the lucky ones who escaped the cull, and now is their time to plan their objectives if they intend to go freelance. To make the most of all opportunities freelance work has to offer, write out smart objectives for going freelance and prepare a business plan. Where do you see yourself in 12 months, 36 months, or longer? To avoid free to avoid feeling overwhelmed or stressed, write out a to-do list, but also a complete list of things you have done so far. Many of us focus too much on what we need to do, but how often do we sit back and look at what we have achieved? To manage that freelance life no one talks about, be a great project manager and time tracker. Do not over service without being paid for it, and make sure you take your vacation days, as if you cannot refill your own tank it will be hard to deliver the best service to your clients. One last point to freelancers: well done and congratulations for all you have worked and your projects completed to date. If you ever feel like going back to working for an organization, you will bring with you many new skills and qualification. Any company will be lucky to have you, as you have the drive and determination to succeed. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.